What is going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. In this one I'm going to be showing you guys how to install the JDM dual headlights on this Infinti G20. Now if you guys know anything about G20s, P11s, whatever you want to call it, is that it's very hard to find these headlights locally. Now somehow a guy was selling these on believe it was OfferUp, and I got these for 40 bucks, believe it or not. So I'm gonna be installing these into my car and get rid of these ugly ones that I have on here. So if you guys are trying to do this to your car and you guys have these headlights, I'll show you guys how it's done. So let's go ahead and open our hood. The first thing we're gonna do is disconnect your battery. We're gonna do this so that we don't short anything out while we remove these headlights. So go ahead and just disconnect your battery. After you disconnect your battery, go ahead and remove these two fasteners up here holding the top of the headlight on. These are both going to be a 10mm, so go ahead and remove those. After you guys remove these two top fasteners, there's going to be one more holding the headlight on here. So in order to do that, you need to get like an extension like this so that you can get access to that fastener. And then I'll try to show you guys what I'm talking about in a better view. I'm going to show you guys a better glimpse of the fastener that I'm talking about. Now right here, when we're underneath the headlight right here, you guys can see this fastener right here. This smaller one right here, that's a 10mm bolt. Go ahead and remove that one. That's going to be the last fastener holding on the headlight. Once you remove the fastener that's holding the headlight on the lower portion of the headlight, you should be able to remove this. Now be careful when you guys are pulling this out because we have not disconnected the connections. So let's just go ahead and wiggle this out of here. And then let's go ahead and disconnect our connections that we have to the headlight. So let's go ahead and disconnect our connections. Let's start off by disconnecting this signal right here, the turn signal. Alright, now let's go ahead and disconnect this connection right up here. This is, I believe, for the daytime running light. Finally, let's go ahead and disconnect our light bulb here for the high and low beam. In my case, I have HIDs on my car, so this might be different from yours if you guys have a stock setup. Alright, so with that out of the way, our headlight is free. Alright guys, so now that we removed both of our headlights, let's go ahead and compare the JDM headlights right here for the Infinti compared to the stock right here that come for the US variant. Now, comparing these two side by side, this left side, you obviously guys can tell that it's made out of glass and it looks much better in my opinion than that ugly crap right there. Now, to swap these out, it's not a matter of, you know, plug and play. You actually have to do some rewiring and move some connections around so that the US version of the headlight can mount up to this one. So let's go ahead and turn these around and I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. So let's compare the back of these two headlights. Now this is the US version of the headlight. Now on this one it's pretty simple. They pretty much, what they did is just combined the high beam and low beam so that they can be out of one bolt right here. And they pretty much just simplified everything, made everything look ugly in the front. Now the thing about the Japanese version is that it has two light bulbs, one for high beam and one for low beam. Now that's going to be an issue because we only have one connection right here for the headlight bulb right here. So we need to figure out how to wire that. Also, some of these bolts right here for the turn signal and the this light right here for the, I believe, I don't know if it's called a daytime running light or not, but it's a little small light that you turn on for the dash lights. That doesn't fit, so we need to figure out how to wire all this together. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Japanese headlight for the Infiniti. Now, when we turn this around, you guys can probably get what I'm talking about. You guys have one low beam, one high beam, and then we also have the turn signal and the daytime running light. Now, this is totally different from the stock one right here, as you guys can probably see. So we have not a lot of stuff right here, and then more complicated over here. So what we need to do is transfer some of this hardware to the US model so that it can fit, and we'll have lights. So first, what we need to do is disconnect our brackets right here. So for example, let's go ahead and let's start off on this side. Let's go ahead and remove this bolt right here. This is your turn signal bolt. And looking at this compared to the stock bolt right here for the US version, it's different. It's not the right size, and it's just a completely different connection. So this is our first issue that we run into. In order to correct this, what we need to do is swap out these little brackets right here, these mounting hardware right here for the connections. All you need to do to remove this black thing around here is pretty much just pry on this right here. So get a flathead screwdriver. Let's go ahead and put this light down. So we're just gonna go ahead and pry on these little tabs right here. And then that's gonna push this black clip out of here. So go ahead and remove that. We're gonna swap that for the US version bracket, because like I said, the connection for the Japanese is not the same as far as the backs go. So let's go ahead and swap this on here. So this one's pretty much the same thing. Go ahead and just push it in, and this should come off. So now we need to transfer this to the light bulb for the Japanese one. So just go ahead and line up the bracket and then just push it into place. Now that we have modified this light bulb, let's go ahead and put it back where it came from. Now on here we have on this JDM headlight, we have a little connection right up here. Now this is for the daytime running light. So this one actually happens to be the same connection right here as far as the electrical connection as the US version. So you don't have to mess around with that. The only difference is that this light bulb bracket is actually going to be different. Now you don't have to worry about that because, like I said, this connection is the same thing. So don't even mess with it. Now we're going to move on to these two connections right here. One of them is for the high beams, one of them is for the low beams. And that Japanese JDM light right here comes with an H1 light bulb. Now for the US version, that one comes with an H4, I believe. And that's, like I mentioned before, that combines the high and low beams to just one single bulb. Now that's going to be an issue because right here we have two different connections coming off of the headlight right here. So we have one for the high and one for the low, and it's just merging into one. Now this is similar right here. This connection is kind of similar to the one we have in the US version. The only thing is that this is a different type of electrical connection, and the one for the US version, it actually looks more like an outlet or like a charging cable for your phone, with three prongs sticking out. Okay guys, so I went ahead and messed around with this connection right here. I got it free from this bracket right here that holds it. Now looking at this, it looks like they both share a ground wire right here in the middle, which is the black one, and then I believe the red one right here is the high beam, and the green one right here is the low beam. Now if you guys are keeping the stock light bulbs in and you guys are not planning to upgrade them to like HIDs or anything like that, all you need to do is get a adapter right here, like this one that I have. This is the outlet type of connection that I was talking about. So all you're pretty much is doing is you're gonna cut these wires off. You guys are gonna find out where each one of these pins right here is. For example, I believe the top wire right here, this is, I believe, your low beam on top. Right here on the right, I believe that's the ground wire, and over here to the left, this is the high beam. So if you guys will be doing this, you would need to pretty much cut this out right here, like I said. Go ahead and put the ground black wire, go ahead and put it on the right side right here. So you would put that right there. Your low beam right here for the light right here is the green one, so that one will go on top. And then the black one is the high beam that would go on the left right here. Now that's if you guys were going to keep the stock headlights, light bulbs. In my case, I'm going to be installing some H1 HIDs. These are actually off of my Nissan Altima. They share the same type of light bulb, H1s. Okay guys, so let's go ahead and remove the low beam. Just twist the cap and it should come off. Now when you twist that off, you have these two connections, the ground wire and the power wire right here for the light bulb. And in order to remove that, we're gonna go ahead and first remove this tab right here. You just pretty much press down and twist to the side, and it should release pressure off of the light bulb, and then it should come off. Alright, so that's one right there. Now, if you guys, like I said, if you guys are doing the stock, everything stock, you don't have to worry about any of this. You just gotta pretty much, you know, cut this and then wire everything together. But for me, since I don't need any of this wiring right here, I can just simply remove it. So I'm just gonna remove this wires out of the way. If they're stuck on there, what we need to do is get some pliers and remove them. So once we remove the light bulb right here, we can go ahead and disconnect the actual light bulb from its electrical connection right here. And then you don't have to cut any of this off if you guys are upgrading to HIDs. You can pretty much, you know, just put this to the side and leave it there, just in case, you know, in the future you ever want to go back to stock, you don't have to rip the cables. Now let's go ahead and install the HID light bulb in there. So this is our light bulb right here. I have 8K right here, 8K light bulb. So it's gonna be a little bit of a bluish tint to it, not a lot. Okay, so these connections right here, this is for the connection for the car, and I'll show you guys how to connect that when we're in the car. These two right here are for the ballast, and this is a connection for the ballast as well. So let's go ahead and put this in. Let's go ahead and raise up this little clip right here, and let's go ahead and line up the tab right there, so it's kind of like a half a circle right here, so it's gonna line up like that. So let's go ahead and just put it in. Alright, so that's our light bulb in. Let's go ahead and bring down this clip right here so that it can keep tension on it so that it doesn't move. Okay guys, so once we have the light bulb in, we can go ahead and install this back on the car. Like I said, you guys could just leave this dangling right here. I was not able to put this on here because, as you guys can see, the wires don't come out, and second, these wires won't fit in here, so you would have to cut this out, cut the wires, and it's just going to be a big hassle. So If you guys want, you guys can put like some heat resistant tape on here covering it so that there's no moisture or anything like that coming in through the headlight. For me, I'm just gonna leave it like that. I've done this before and I haven't had any issues, but if I do have any issues, I will put some tape on it so that it can cover it up. So you're pretty much gonna be doing this to the other side of the headlight, and it's gonna be pretty much the same thing. So let's go ahead and install this back on the car. Let's go ahead and install that headlight back in the car. Make sure to move your guys' connections underneath so that they don't get tangled underneath the frame right here. So let's just go ahead and position this in here. And this should fit as far as the position. It's a direct fit. So now just go ahead and move your connections back here. And let's go ahead and start connecting stuff. So we're gonna start connecting the connections back here. Let's first start off by connecting the turn signal light, which is all the way back here. So go ahead and connect that. And then go ahead and connect your daytime running light as well. Alright, so now that we have that connected, go ahead and just line up your headlight right here. Go ahead and move the cover right here for the original light. Move this to the side. So now we need to connect the low beam on here to the original connector to the car. Now this is what I was talking about as far as, you know, the connection right here for the US version. Now this top one right here is your low beam. This one right here is your ground. And over here is the high beam. So let's go ahead and get the red wire right here and connect that on top. Remember, that's for the low beam. And let's go ahead and get the black wire, which is gonna be our ground. Alright, so that should give you light. Now let's go ahead and connect our ballast. So pretty simple. This could only fit only one way. If you guys are familiar with HIDs, installing HIDs, this should be a blast for you guys. So it's pretty self-explanatory as far as, you know, connecting these. Now let's go ahead and connect this to the ballast as well. Once we have the headlight connected, let's go ahead and fasten down the headlight right here so that it doesn't move. So if you guys remember the two fasteners up top, and then there's also a fastener in the back of the headlight that is kind of hard to see, but you guys will be able to feel it when you guys are moving stuff around back there. So let's go ahead and fasten the headlight down. When you guys are fastening down these fasteners, make sure that you don't over tighten it because this is plastic and it will break on you. So just, you know, snug it up with your hand and then give it a little bit of a turn. And that should be fine. It's nice and sturdy. So now let's go ahead and move on to the passenger side. So I ran into some issues installing the passenger side light. I wanted to let you guys know that you guys are gonna have to expand this cable right here. This is for the daytime running light or dash light, whatever you want to call it. You're gonna have to make it longer because this won't reach across to the new position where the daytime running light is, which is gonna be by the turn signal. So you're gonna have to cut it and make it longer. It's pretty simple. All you gotta do is just add more wire to it and twist it or solder it, however you want to do it, and that should fix your issue. Okay guys, so once we have extended the length of this connection right here for the daytime running lights, let's go ahead and install the passenger headlight. Now, this one's pretty much the same thing. So let's just make sure to sneak this cable behind right here, so that when you guys are installing it, it can come right up here and you guys can connect it. So pretty much same thing as before. Go ahead and get you guys' connections, sneak them in through here, and then line up the headlight right here, and then just push it in. Okay, so let's go ahead and line up the headlight right here. Push it all the way in. Now let's go ahead and connect our electrical connections right here. So let's start off by connecting our low beam connection right here. So this one should be pretty much the same. So if you guys remember, the top right here is for the red cable. The black one goes on the right side. Just like that. Now, if you guys are wishing to do pretty much everything stock, you guys are going to be connecting the high beam right here, the other connection right here. So with all of that connected, let's go ahead and connect the ballast right here for the HID light. Once you guys finish connecting you guys' headlight, let's go ahead and fasten it down. After that, we're going to go ahead and give the headlights a test to see if everything is working fine. Alright you guys, so these are my headlights. Personally, I believe these headlights make the car look way better. And just look at those headlights, you know. Let me show you guys a demonstration of the light. So these are 8K HIDs. Everything is working. Daytime running light, the low beam itself. The only thing that is not working is the high beams, because I don't have it set up for stock. So if I do want the high beams back, I can always do that, but personally I just prefer this look better. Now let's go ahead and try the turn signals. These are the turn signals. As you can tell, they work as well. Man, I just can't get over these headlights. These are like awesome. Crystal clear. Nice and bright. So this is pretty much gonna conclude the end of this video. If you guys did like what you guys saw, please make sure to give me a thumbs up. And please consider subscribing if you guys are not subscribed. Thanks for watching.